A new study has been released looking at why the pandemic has disproportionately impacted minority communities. Joining us to discuss this groundbreaking study are Professor and Associate Dean at Yale, LaRon Nelson, along with Science Applications Intl Corporation's Bob Ginter. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and LaRon, I wanted to start off with you. Please tell us about what the study uncovered in regard to the challenges minority communities face as a result of the pandemic.
Absolutely. We discovered that there were three key challenges. The first was a challenge in access. The COVID-19 vaccine was not always available in the places where people wanted to receive it, those preferred places, but also it was not always available at the time where the people were ready to receive it. Yeah, as you may have heard, there was a lot of hesitancy at the beginning, and it took some time to get people to the point where they were ready. But when that happened, there was not always inventory available to give to those people when they got to that point. So that was a mismatch in some ways between supply and the demand.
And Bob,
the second was an issue of language.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. The second was an issue of language, in that it was important for folks to get the information in the language that was most accessible to them, including language such as Spanish or French, Haitian Creole. And then the third was the issue of trust, that folks really did not trust these systems that were sort of enacted to mount a robust, effective response for this pandemic. And that was one of the three issues that were undermining the response.
Yeah, and then Bob, could you tell us more about the Science Applications Intl Corporation and why they commissioned this study?
Sure. So SAIC is a 25,000 person government solutions and services company. We do engineering, we do technology, we do supply chain and logistics. And when we saw some of the challenges that were out there, we wanted to look at the overall system and solution around how to get this into the hands of people and make it effective. So we commissioned the study to look at the pieces of those, not just activity levels, but the end results. And as LaRon just talked about, access, language, and trust are components of that. And we need to look at each of those pieces to know how to hit each community in a different way and be the most impactful in those communities.
And Bob, how can a company like SAIC help?
Sure. So the company takes its expertise in these areas, and we look at end result solutions. It's not about the activity levels. So again, looking at what we do day in and day out for our government customers, it's engineering services, it's logistics and supply chain, and we can do analytics. If you put those together and you look at components, you can then make those components be more efficient. It's not about dropping a box on a doorstep. It's about figuring out how to make sure it's useful inside that community and specific to that community.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very appreciative. And LaRon, are there other key findings from the study?
There is. You know, I would say that a key finding is that we have to find ways to partner with local communities. What we learned is that there was a lot of capacity and assets in those communities that went overlooked, right? Overlooked and underutilized, that we really could have made best use of when we were trying to mount a successful response. And we didn't do that as well as we could have, but for future national emergencies, I think we do ourselves well to really partner with communities and look to them for the solution that they have, because they know what will work in their places.
Yeah, LaRon and Bob, we appreciate you having you on this morning. And for more information on this study, visit SAIC.com/COVID-19 research. Your California Life will be right back.